for inviting me here, and thank you very much for your interest. I have decided to change my referate. Of course, I heard a lot of things I will not repeat, but I will say what we have heard, and today I will implicate in the base of that what I will describe you. My possibilities in expressing in English language are very small, and many ideas I have only small possibilities to translate, and I saw to my enjoy here someone who is possible speak and understanding Germany and also English, and sometimes I will ask him what is that special term in English language. And we heard among the parties we could hear and learn here a lot of changing paradigms, and so I changed the kind of my referate. At first, I will give some information. I am thinking they are important. What we heard today is all showing us there must be something changed, and the question is how to transform the reality and in the practice. And that is something what I could learn, and I will try to describe you very exactly in this short time what is to do. At first, some informations. What was the reason? What was the development and the history of this work? And we're a group of professionals now 30 years ago, over 30 years ago, it was in 1992, come together in this region. I was working as a family judge and said we must stop this kind of work, we must change our work. And we decided to make an interdisciplinary group, interdisciplinary also that the judge, the court is part of this cooperation. And we very quickly could see that the special and the famous word of Bernard Shaw, what I remember, he said, a lot of people call that experience what they make wrong since 20 years or more. And this was to change. And all the criterions you heard in this day and all the last years by meetings of such and similar conferences, I don't repeat them. They are the basis of that, what we made to our fundamental idea to work quite another than the last decades before. There is also an information that the region, I was working as a family judge, is not very, very big, but it has a special geographic situation between the big rooms of Frankfurt in the south and Cologne in the north. And this is a high visited and high frequented touristic region where I was working as a judge. And so there was a high fluctuation of population. And we had to do with a lot of lawyers from the big room of Frankfurt, from the big room of Cologne, and we wanted to implicate them in our new work. It is right, it is not a model. It is called often as a model, Kochen model. It is in practice because it is in, there was never an idea of this work, also no model. It began with looking of the problems, and we changed our work in looking on the problems and help the people. And so we saw that the point of view of the children, we could, in all the conflicts, not find. And we said the first what we do is we have a look in that what we call it's the best for the children. And then we saw there was a big and black hole, and we said we make fast some points. They are very important to learn along and among the interests of children. One word to the word of children. Children are not a group. They are not a social group. Children are we were children. Children are the people in her childhood. And also seniors are not a special group. All children we are speaking about one day are seniors. And then we can see what was her childhood, what her childhood. And we are landing in this point again. Children is a situation of our life. And how important is this situation of our life for the whole society? To look on it, what happens there, special in context of separating. And so we said, each and every of our professions has a special task. What is the task of the judge? What is the task of the lawyers? What is the task of the experts? And what is the task of the consulting professions and of the professions of the official government institutions, in German youth office, and we developed a kind of work. There we implicated all this work as in like a mosaic, and we definited that is your term, that is your term, that is your task, that is your task. What have you learned? What have you on information? And we organized and recruited a lot of informations, because every profession has a lot of information, but has this information not given to the other professions, and they are working not together but parallel, in parallelity, and they don't often know what is a kind and what is a goal of the working of the other professions and institutions. And so we have a big meeting in the year 1992 and said we change our work, and we work, and we try to work and under showing through the eyes of the children. We try to look through the eyes of the children. What is their special situation in this kind of family conflict? And then we could see that every profession has another another picture, has another opinion of their working, of their goal, and they had also a wrong picture of the parallel professions of the youth office. Don't know how works the court. The court don't know how work the consulting offices, the experts. And we learned that the experts were a group of very, very different thinking people. One group made for us judges, expertises like diagnostic work. Others said, no, we make no diagnostic work about the parents. The children have only this parents. They have no other parents. It's has no goal. It makes no sin. It makes no sense to make a diagnostic expertise. We must solve the problem. Have we learned to solve the problem? What is in this family the reason of the bad development and the bad situation for the children? And so we learned from another in the first part of our meetings, and then we made a goal. Our goal was to bring the parents in the conservation again, in the minimum of conservation. Our goal was not high. Our goal was to say a minimum of conservation, because a lot of parents said, the other I never will speak in my whole life again. And I also will not sit with him at one table. That was often the situation, and we said, this situation we must break. And then we gave to each professional institution a special work, and described this work, and we decided to meet us once in the month, and each month wants to meet, and around all institutions and professions. We meet in the 1 month at the court, and the next month in the office of the youth office, and the next month in a big lawyer office, and in the consulting office where are the psychologists working, and so on. And we were 5 professional groups who were involved in these procedures of legal system working. It was two law and in the right experted professions are the judges and the lawyers, and social psychological professions like the experts for the forensic experts and the consulting experts, and also in the youth office experts are working. And these 5 professions were the main reasons how will go the development of the children in the next time. There are 2 further functions: mediation, had we, and also in supporting the children to further supporter who was installed by the judge. But these are functions and not special professions. They came often from all professions. And with this group, which was growing up bigger and bigger and bigger, and we met every month, and we made a program. And I told we met around the tables of all professions, and where we are meeting, these professions had the leading of this session. And the programs was that these meetings are divided in 3 parts. The first part is common exchange of information. There was a new decision of the highest court or any other things. And the second part is was an art supervision with us, with ourselves. What was in the last time good, was wrong, what had happened, and could not be solved at once. And it was also a part of critiques. And the third part was to educate us with information of all professions. We invited experts from all the country, and we also have in the lot of our professions who are here working interdisciplinary together, a lot of experts, and the psychological experts learned a lot about right and law, and in contrary, the lawyers and the judges learned about of the informations and experience of the social and psychological experts. We exchanged this, and then we saw we could create a goal, a certain goal, and I called it, the goal is to
It is very interesting,
get
Professor,
the,
but we have to leave the room in a while
Yes,
for the
okay.
plenary.
I
Thank
finish.
you. Thank you very much.
and that was in our short time, that was the reason for that. We transported it in the reality, in the praxis, and it is right. It is not possible to informate about this in a few minutes. We made a lot of education with other institutions, and this education needs a time of 3 days, and that is not possible to give it here again in 2 minutes. Or perhaps could you give a little idea? We make a praxis, a real living praxis, and it was not a theoretical group and theoretic working group. It was a practical working group with a lot of information. I will finish with this short information. This and my part over the about the possibilities of interdisciplinary working. I can say it's a win-win situation. We have they also accompanied with scientists and make a lot of work about this. All was winning. The children were winning, the parents were winning, and all professions also were winning. That is a short time, and then I finished and said say you again. Thank you very much.